Yeah, I know some. Okay, so when we first discovered that feature, Hashtastrophe, I discovered it because somebody in chat pointed it out, because that's a version 5.0 feature, right? Somebody in chat pointed out that you could do it, and I was like, really? And then I asked what they'd assigned so far and what the effect was, and they were like, well, I have a Baron that's carrying around 15 giant gems. I'm like, wait, it's just literally just all in his hands. He's like, I can't handle all of these gems. Just like a very fun, like, I want to assign a table. You get to carry this table forever, motherfucker. It's causing stress, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress soon. It'll make me rethink my current values and reconsider my life's choices. Let's go down here and play some stills. I need a larger variety of stills, like stat. And I will place those statues that I've been slowly stockpiling up here. Anyway, sorry for the miscommunication there, Brian. To assign all my artifact furniture? I mean, if it's already constructed, they won't carry it. But you might end up with some funny, like, effects if you do assign it to them. And they're not constructed. Okay, so let's see if I can catch this rock. I have artifact weapon racks or something. I mean, you don't even need to assign artifact ones. You can assign non-artifacts to them, right? You could just have, like, if you have a king that really likes socks, just assign like 150 masterwork socks to him and just be like, have fun, you fuck. And they'll all get unique names for each individual sock. Like, you can get really silly with some of this stuff. And the game will let you do it. It's just like, don't tell anybody, chat. But did you know that one of the most effective ways to train interrogation is to just get your, like, your chief, your captain of the guard to just go interrogate a bunch of livestock? Like, just go yell at a goat or a llama for a bit. Just go yell at some llamas. You won't discover anything, but, like, it will train him. I'm just saying. So fun fact though, Brian, trade wagons bring more of the thing that you buy the most. So if you want more big animals, buy big animals. And just that. Or just buy cages. Because then they'll bring more cages with things in them. Ice Blue, you are dead. You were found dead in my well, and I have no idea how you ended up in there. So you're down here. I genuinely have no idea how you got there. What's up, Captain Majestic? So now I need one that goes deeper. think I'll just make a little dwarf-powered pump stack. Skelly of the Welly. Oh, yeah. This is... Peasants, you said? I do not have any peasants. What's your second choice? Lady of the Lake, DS style? Sort of, yeah. Middling Happiness Hunter. Zuntir? You may end up in the Marksdwarf squad if you have the right attributes, by the way. Okay, well, you've been here since the year 375, it's year 377. Feels discouraged, never feels discouraged, and would be deeply satisfied if everyone could live in complete harmony. He doesn't tend to hold on to grievances, and he is very humble. He generally finds himself to be quite hopeful about the future, and likes a little determination and confidence. He tends to avoid any physical confrontations and works to square this natural tendency with his respect of martial prowess. He finds obligations confining, and though he is conflicted by this, for more than one reason. He is a friendly individual, and he tends to consider what others think of him. He currently is more shameless. I don't know why the frame rate's so low. I need to work on the frames. He's currently more shameless, and he tends to and I need to pause the game so I can actually functionally read. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep stuttering because I keep losing my spot every time he moves. Dreams of mastering a skill and personally dislikes cooperation and respects the law and values sacrifice. Needs alcohol to get through the working day and has a menacing stare when he's angry. He likes bismuth as well as pig iron, pink jade, gazelle hoof, and giant moon snail. Giant moon snail shell. Quivers and flasks in the words of the fortuitous pregnancy and the sound of the laces of silk when possible prefers to consume giant barracuda, hake, and blueberry wine. He's married to Eurist, and has two friends in the fort, Devilish-ish Potato and Coulette. You're a member of the Religion of Death. Welcome to the fort. And I am going to toss you into the Marksdwarf squad. Let's just let this drain a little bit more. The Order of Dust sounds unpleasant. Sounds like it would make you sneeze a lot, yeah? Let's just make these seeable. So there's a lot of items down and in here. This is taking a little bit of finessing, but should be doable. If I just, like, widen this by one, that may also assist pretty dramatically. He needs to get there. Pardon my dust, I suppose. Be an apt thing to say for the Order of Dust. Pardon me while I order my dust. Oh, this is screwy. Also, Robert Field, thanks for becoming a YouTube member. But yeah, no, the Order of Gust, the Order of Gust, a very windy religion. No, the Order of Dust worships the god of death, so it's just, you know, the pretty standard god of decay thing. Can I? Okay, no, I just have to wait until there's access. Thought I just saw a dwarf fall in there, but nope. Okay, so you do this. SALT. Also hauling these boulders out of here, which is great. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm just making a little catch spot so I can stick another pump down in here once these floors are built. And this little catch spot is just going to set it so that I can turn this pump back on and then turn the pump down here on, and the dwarves will just, you know, fill it up, essentially. I should also be able to just plunk a floor down right there, and then we'll be able to get these bodies out in no time. And then I'll just leave this whole thing set up, so if I need to drain it again, I can. So we can cremate them and use the dust? Sure, we'll go with that. Urist is throwing a tantrum. Why? We are interrogating the llamas, by the way, and the llamas are too afraid to not comply, but we're not getting any actual information out of them. More research must be done. I'm not joking. This is actually genuinely a really good way to train your captain of the guard, is just interrogate a shit ton of llamas or whatever animal. Just go to the barnyard crime scene. It's also very funny. I had a fort once where I ended up with almost a legendary interrogator by simply telling him to interrogate the cats. Which I feel like most cat owners already do, so this is very realistic. Comply, work with me. Puts a new twist on the animal farm. You can also like tell them to interrogate ghosts, but it literally does nothing. So I wouldn't recommend that, but although I've never seen them successfully interrogate a ghost, maybe it does do something. I just kind of presume it doesn't. Where'd that dwarf just go? Bizarre. Who should... You know, the important questions that all Dwarven interrogators must ask. Okay, this one needs to be these two need to be deconstructed, but that's fine. If anybody's wondering what I'm doing, I am... No, they did not just get swept in. There would be another body down in here. There isn't really any current here. I'm not sure why this is really moving around. It needs to be like too deep to push dwarves around, which is why I have them in here. Just need a block to be brought down here. There we go. Now you, right here. Just need this done. And you up here, you can just start pumping already. Will be an interrogator? You mean the captain of the guard, who is already named? Unfortunately, interrogator specifically isn't a task, or isn't a job assignment. I'd be okay with it being its own job assignment, but it's not. Export, got it. Dwarves have ghosts have no address, so they can't be served a subpoena. Oh, that's funny. Come on, dwarves. Someone's got to be near enough here to do this. Xavius the interrogator? I mean, you'll have to get it right around the time that I'm making a captain of the guard, but sure. Or if I have an unnamed captain of the guard, you can snipe it. Oh, come on. I love this video game sometimes, chat. Havoc, you're about to have a very, very, very sudden, involuntary shower. I don't think this is gonna kill you. But we'll consider this your punishment for being a doofus. This is also the dwarf that's been interrogating my livestock, so. Oh, look, he's trying to climb out. Oh, hey, he climbed out. Good for you. Beep, beep, beep. Success, I say. What'd you come back to? Me draining my well in a very inefficient manner. Because I can. I should probably just build a more efficient method of draining my well. Well, 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 what have we here? This is true. I mean, now that I've built this very inefficient way of draining my well, it's easier to replicate if I just leave it. I just need to cover it in water. That's the primary thing I need to do next, is just cover it in water and it'll be fine. It'll just kind of run itself. Had mud at the bottom of it. As long as it's more than one level deep, it's not gonna cause dirty water, but it has to be more than one level deep to not cause dirty water. Gremlin Vid is still getting 800 views an hour, which is still phenomenal. It's about twice what most videos like that tend to be getting after they've been up for as long as that one has. So we should be able to get these bodies out of here now, finally. Ice Blue can also get buried. Sure, if you have multiple Cyclopses. I once tried to get 2 giants to reproduce for about 20 years, and they wouldn't, and then I used DFHack to check, and one of them was gay. That was sad. I'm still not positive why my frame rate is so bad, but... Oh, I figured out why. Actually, you know what? I'll just get rid of one of these shear animals. I'm trying to shear animals and there's no animals to shear. I'm pretty sure that's what's hitting the old frame rate though. We'll see. What else do I have? Mixed soap needs lye containing item. Got a bunch of jobs that are just kind of shit in the bed now. So let's just go into here and clear out a couple of these. Kansas making yarn glove needs... Yeah, I should just be spinning through at this point. Difficulty. Custom settings is where you disable them. I accept. Right here. That's because you're on the main menu and not in game. It's in a game-by-game basis and not a, or fort-by-fort basis and not a game-wide setting. Yeah, it's not entirely clear. It should be there, but just grayed out. But that's actually something they should do, is they should add the tab in and just give you a tooltip that says this setting is only available in-game or something. Speaking of, oh, you know, another thing that might not be helping. Perkus, thanks very much for the raid. What's up, dude? How was stream? Welcome, raiders. Hello. I think we just got hit with an ad break. Hopefully that didn't slam into you guys right when you arrived, but welcome, raiders. If you guys want to go see Vintage Story stuff, Perkus is your person. They got you. Get good, scrub. I don't know what else to say, Zavi, in regards to that. Just copy my designs 1-to-1. I don't know what you're struggling with. I don't have ideas. You build a river. There are some things where it's like, I do specific things in almost every single fort. Replicate it. I don't have any ideas outside of that. You just flood the place usually? Well, you have to remove pressure. So make sure that there's no way for it to spill over, right? Like, this river over here comes in from up here, which is an aquifer, right? It's only one tile wide. And then when it hits the bottom, it has to go underneath this floor. So there's nowhere for it to spill to. And then it's one tile wide all the way along, and there's only one place for it to go, which is off the map. That's also one tile wide. How deep does it need to be for fish to appear? There's no specificities on what makes fish appear. Sometimes fish appear, sometimes they don't. But there's no way to specifically be like, make fish appear. That doesn't really exist. Is one fishable? I don't know. Is there fish there? I can't tell you if there's fish there. Sometimes there's fish there, sometimes there isn't fish there. Fish or to not fish, there is no fish. I don't know. But thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. If you guys want to go see Vintage Story stuff, go give our friend Perkus here a follow. Appreciate you, mate. Thanks so much for the raid. Hopefully your stream was good. Lock this. And get you pumping again. Also, pro tip, don't fish. Fishing is for cowards. Not like that's actually advice or anything, but... When it comes to world size? I don't know. Depends on what I'm trying to do in that world. I usually generate a tiny one if I'm testing something, but I generally stick to medium to large worlds, because I like a bigger world. If you're watching both streams and then you're ready to do... There you go. Magic. Then suddenly you hear blind times 2. It's terrifying. Man, there's a lot of thieves out front here. Yeah, I don't particularly like fishing as a food source. It's like too good. So I usually just buy fish. No cute little earthworm devils? You might have to go there in adventure mode and claim them. They may also be intelligent, right? If they're intelligent, you cannot get them like that. Like, they may be able to speak. If, like, similar to the way, similar to the way that, what's the word I'm looking for here? Where are these freaking thieves? Oh no, you got Toulon. That's bad. Can't let you do that. Coal Nightmares, what a terrifying name. For about a day and a half until they patched it. Actually, I think less than that. I want to say it was like a day. Carlos. Yeah, there was a very brief balancing error where, yeah, that was no bueno. That was bad time. See if Clockwork Dragon can catch that thief. How goes the forting? The forting has been pretty good. It's been a good time for Dwarf Fort as of late. But thanks for the raid, man. Be in Twitch chat, Robert Field, and redeem a dwarf via Twitch chat. Or get a dwarf gifted to you from Twitch chat, or wait until I feel like giving out a dwarf and randomly give out a dwarf to somebody in YouTube chat. You use the Twitch chat redeeming tool. I don't really have an easy equivalent through YouTube chat, because YouTube chat's features are bad, to put it kindly. I don't think we're going to catch that goblin. All of my dwarves are cave adapted. Well, you'd have to type the command incorrectly. 3 ways. That's a pretty important part of this. I mean, that redeem's not on cooldown. That redeem is the I pay to win to redeem, and it only has a 30-minute cooldown, so... And also, they didn't type in the right command, so it wouldn't even be on cooldown from that. The command is DORF, not DWARF. 3 ways. You do have access to it, it's just... It's on... You just typed it in wrong. Anyway, whatever. I digress. I have a point? Yep. It's at the tip of my pencil. Pointing out that you typed the command in incorrectly. Yeah, but you're a tier 3. Or tier 2. What are you? I'm looking. Hold on. Yeah, you're a tier 3. So you do have access to the command, so type... Fuck it, you know what? Since you're incapable of typing nor listening. Chat, do we give Robert in YouTube chat a dwarf? Yes or no? It's not that complicated. Y'all are just making this way more complicated than it needs to be. Simply put, Josh, it's a tier 2 and tier 3 command. So you have to pay to win to be able to nominate people to be a dwarf. That's all it is. No, you absolutely can. €40,000 minecart, huh? All right, Robert, do you want a dwarf with a beard or a dwarf without a beard? A caravan from Ofifa has arrived? Oh man, the oddities of large maps. They arrived like almost in the middle of the map already. Also, a dwarven child, Toulon, has been stolen. I'll have to kidnap you back. That's fun. You want to be in the military and have a foreign weapon. Well, I'm not going to give you a foreign weapon. Because I try my damnedest to not do that specifically. So I'm not going to do that. But I can put you in the military if you want. If you want a foreign weapon, you'll have to do that on your own stream. I try to keep my weapons as things that I can make consistently. In all cases. Although, I do have some maces. So I'm kind of lying a little bit, I guess. Let's see if I have anything available. But I won't promise anything. Are you using a Morning Star? Yeah, you're using a Morning Star. Robert! Work clapped. Never acts without prolonged deliberation, even to her own detriment and the harm of those around her. Generally is unhindered by the thoughts of others concerning her actions, and has a very calm demeanor and is greatly moved by art and natural beauty, and is troubled by this since she dislikes the natural world. She feels best when everybody gets along without any strife or contention, and she doesn't tend to focus on material goods. She is somewhat fearful in the face of imminent danger and isn't particularly curious about the world. She occasionally overindulges and generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity. She needs alcohol to get through the working day and doesn't really care about nothing no mo. And dreams of raising a family, and personally holds the view that commerce is of vile obscenity and is affronted by the whole notion of maintaining decorum, finds so-called dignified people disgusting, and sees competition as wasteful and silly. All dwarves are commies. Just say it. She likes andrite and steel and star ruby, as well as the color fuchsia, gems and low boots and large gems. Okay, I get it. You like gems. And ducks for their quacks and the words of the fancy meditations, and the sound of the tulip of sparkling, and the silkiness of festivals, and when possible, prefers to consume pineapple and fonio. Pineapple wine and fonio. And absolutely hates oysters. She's a member of the sect of Amethyst and a member of the Craftsdwarfs Guild. And a militia dwarf. And she's thirsty. Welcome to Fort. Jumbo Quacker. Oh, do we down to here? And did I dig through that? Oh. I kind of missed it because I got distracted. We have caught the second birdie, by the way. So, I can now go here and go to random animals and type in cage. We're going to begin training the second caged guest. We now have father-son. You know, I didn't realize that until now. Well, they have no form of currency, and dwarves are paid in room and board. And that's about it, so. Oopsies. I can't click on this coherently, apparently. Okay, so now this time we actually need to sell all this shit. Oh, wait, no, these are elves trading. Okay, well then... I'll just bring a gem bin over, and we'll work it from there. Where is the Twitch logo Minecraft themed? I don't see this. Yes, Karos. There's multiple videos on the subject, and it was only in one version of the game, and it was removed after a couple of months. This is true. Because they just simulated capitalism, which meant most of your dwarves were homeless within a couple of years, and you'd have one or two very, very obscenely wealthy dwarves, and the frame rate would fall over because nobody could do anything because everybody was trying to line up to buy shit. And because only a couple dwarves owned everything, your dwarves would just spend days trying to buy lunches and eventually die of hunger. So it was literally game-breakingly bad, just like in real life, which is why... you know, we need universal basic income. I mean, what? Tale as old as time. I have rhino calves. You know, part of the lag I'm getting this for might be because of how much random livestock I have. Okay, don't slaughter the baby rhinos though. Don't slaughter that. Actually, why don't I just leave... I have way too much livestock, chat. Did you know this? Way too much fucking livestock. It never left, Keyfry, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. A stray black mamba, it's friendly. It's currently being trained by Rigoth over here. And it's named Mamba number 5. It'd either be that or like Mamba Nanama. Do. Alright, speaking of, am I flooding my well again? I am not. That's good. Okay, you know what? We'll call that good enough for my welfare right now. Now featuring mandatory protein. I fucking hope so. Wouldn't want these dwarves getting protein deficiencies now, would we? Curious. It's like the frame rate is real bad. And it's been real bad for not a super long time. I'm just going to turn this burrow off temporarily and just claim all this. Just let the dwarves have free reign. Because there may just be something that they're trying to get to as well. So, for clarity's sake, for those of you who don't read patch notes, the only thing that Lua modding enables currently is the modability of Forgotten Beasts and Vampires. So you can make custom night creatures, essentially, and custom mega beasts. That's it. So it doesn't matter how enterprising the Lua modder is. They wouldn't be able to do the thing that you're suggesting. Because the thing that you're suggesting isn't even possible with the current upgrades to modding. Maybe eventually. But it doesn't matter how enterprising they are. But that's not what the Lua scripting is enabling. I think a giant tortoise killed a random wild boar that ended up in my room right here. That's kind of funny. Lots of possibility of stuff happening. Yeah, but I haven't been able to spot anything particular. Oh no, the rock killed it. But I haven't been able to spot anything particularly clear. Also, it appears that the rock killed another one. Good job, rock. That is the plan, but for right now, it's literally just this one thing. You should read what the patch notes actually say for it, Allery. Because the Lua scripting is the process of rewriting the... Like, I'm not a programmer and I don't know how Lua works. I know nothing about Lua. But I can read patch notes and listen. And what I've seen, and what they've stated, is that the process for Lua is to rewrite the current raw format into Lua, allowing you to do more by modding the raws. The only thing that's currently getting rewritten publicly is the ability to make new night creatures and beasts. That's it. So you can't use the Lua scripting to have a creature permanently carry objects. You could probably do that with DFHack. I don't know why you'd want to. But you probably could. Of do everything? Yeah, the do everything stage happens pretty quickly in Dwarf Fortress. Or the, oh god, there's so much to do and I can't be asked stage. Probably. I don't know. You'd have to ask somebody. I'll say this. If you play in Dwarf Fort, number one, you do know that vampires don't need to eat or drink already. They have a need to eat and drink, but they don't need to eat nor drink. Also, I love the look of the baby rhinos. Look at this little guy. Look at this guy. He's adorable. Does anybody else wonder why their nostrils look like their eyes and sometimes get confused as to whether or not their nostrils are their eyes or their eyes are their nostrils or vice versa or both? They do look cute, though. Little buggers. They look so adorable. Yeah, they look like something, that's for sure. All right, let's just go here. But I don't know. If you're an aspiring Lua user, I would just go download the testing branch and go check, or go ask in the DF or the modding section of the KitFox Discord, because they're pretty active over there. Tisk, I kind of screwed this one up. All I know is that people hear expanded modding and they presume everything immediately, so. I've seen a lot of that in my comment sections and whatnot. Yeah, and people don't read the wiki, you know. I mean, could you link the wiki page? That'd be helpful, actually, UGDPY, if you're looking at it. It's happy it has siblings? Naturally, wouldn't you be? Hopefully that answers some of your questions, Twitch chat. You're about to do it? Yay! Well, I mean, you did it, so it works. I'm gonna wait until this rock is well-trained, but I'm starting to think we're not gonna get to trade with them, because they're still unloading, apparently. What did they bring? They brought a duck, great gibbon, a wombat, an anaconda, ooh, gander, just release them at invaders via a lever that would open those dungeons and close the fort. Oh, that's kind of fun. I find I almost always screw up like lever ratios where it's like to pull one lever to open one thing and close another thing. I almost always screw those up for one reason or another. Can you load animals into the railgun? Dead ones, or ones in cages, but you can't really just load animals into the railgun, no. Also, speaking of the railgun, all this stuff's now rotten, so I can go down here and unforbid it all. Now, I think I'll just eventually upgrade to throwing used weapons into the railgun. That's probably what we'll do. Yeah, the problem with doing that is they would not be bodies for very long. They would turn into corpses. Exceptionally ineffective, and probably would do more damage to you than the enemy, because then you'd have to clean up exponentially more bodies every single time and then reload them. So unless you had like a zombie hauling army, like an army of zombies that feel nothing but will haul for you, I would very much recommend against that. They'd probably die when they landed, though, Nate. At least the way I have it set up. They would probably die upon landing. Like, that would end by simply going splat into a wall. Yeah, I mean, what I should really do, I just kind of haven't. Because I've just been trying to... Currently, I'm trying to fix the frame rate, but... I'm also just trying to fix moods and the economy of this fortress. I think the longer term plan for this fort is to just is to just eventually work my way. Sure, we'll do that. Rock salt pots. Is to just eventually work my way into having... What are you even filling this up with? Just all stone. I just need more stone up there. I just need to eventually work my way to a point where I can just pump lava up and then just make minecart railguns. Or actually, not minecart railguns. Make lava railguns. Or just a repeating lava cannon somewhere. I just kind of don't want to put it in that tight tunnel because then it'll just block the walkway. But I don't know. Oh, true. Okay, fair enough. Yes, a dwarf could ride it, but they're not likely to survive. The hard part, though, is a dwarf that's currently active in the military won't get into a minecart because they're active in the military. So keep that in mind, I guess. Because they're actively in the military, they won't ride a minecart. If that makes any sense. So you'd have to, like, disable the squad, lock them in a room until they get into the minecart. And they won't get into the minecart simultaneously. Minecarts simultaneously. And then you'd need to launch the minecarts. Yeah. Speaking of the Forgotten Beast, Kariko, Aquarethelia Tyrethia has come. That's terrifying. A towering feathered snail. It has wings and it appears to be emaciated. Beware its deadly dust. I don't like anything about that. Fortunately, snails are pretty weak. Let's try our bestie to lock the dwarf in the fort. Kill it, then launch it. Well, I won't do that second thing. I will do that first thing. Or just let it outside. Lock it outside. I'll probably just... Oh, it can fly. Fun. I'll probably just shoot it with bolts. Let's actually just close this. Let's see if these dwarves even get inside in time. No, Zalvi. Yes, Brian. I once had triplets, although it's like 1 in 500, I think. I don't know if Stone's still here, but also queuing green tea. Yes, that's basically the only logical thing to do in that instance. Zalvi, do me a huge favor and stop asking about poisoning. There are no intended vanilla mechanics in Fortress mode that enable poisoning. Just, that's it. I think it's, what was the odds of having triplets? Because we had that once in Long Death. Is your dwarf still alive? I think so? Nope, that's harsh. Not hash. Hashtastrophe is in fact still alive. You're making a shoe and you're not upset, which is incredibly lucky of you. Just waiting for this ad break to end. The only way to poison your enemies would be to have a Forgotten Beast locked behind a wall with a, what's it called? A barrier in between that it can't get through but can see them and shoot through, like fortifications, and then let it do it. There is no way for the player to do that. Freeways? I mean... No, you are not still upset. It's a pretty common job around these parts these days. You heard your name. What was the odds of a dwarf having triplets? Or twins? Or are you going up? Oh, please go up. Oh, no. Well, that's grim. Well, at least it'll give me an idea of what it does. Okay, so it makes them numb. Probably paralyzing. I seem to remember we looked up the numbers, but... like within the raws. Where are you going now? Why did you just turn around? The Umbra of Oblivion. Circle Fated died. That's a good name. Oh. You didn't run back into the fort. So yeah, it makes them numb. I wonder if that stops them from feeling pain. Well, it certainly makes them into kind of a Pink Floyd lyric. I don't know what numbness's effect is. Why are dwarves being tossed in the waterways? Because there's a giant monster and it spooked the mum who is carrying them, who's now running away? Oh, is it also making you rot? Ah, okay, so it's body rotting. That's actually not that bad. That is curable. Yeah, and I think multiple litters rare is 1 in 500, but I could be mistaken. Anyway, yeah, they long story short, they can have triplets. It's just very rare. I remember having a bunch of demons in my basement once that were breeding, and they were always constantly having sextuplets and octuplets. That was fun. I had to cave in a whole chunk of rock to get rid of them because they were just infinitely replicating themselves in the basement. It was quite annoying. Also, Carol, so you trying to tell me that you don't toss your babies in the waterways? UGDPY. This is not a wise decision for you to be making right now. You should go the other way. I respect the bravery, but you did this to yourself. This thing is not very effective. You were baptized? I'm so sorry. So was I. Was that a nose, actually? Yeah, it was a nose. You are correct. He did, in fact, lose his nose mid-fight. Beast probably said, "Got your nose!" So who are you going for now? I was hoping it would just go into the fortress like a normal beast, but... they are supposed to just be in the fortress, but... also, it's much more likely his nose was torn off, but... surprised you're not out there? Well, I mean, technically you shouldn't. Nobody should be out there. They're all supposed to be burrowed inside. I just had them all allowed to go anywhere, which means the actual distance and places and stretches they can get out to is much further. So I'm trying to diagnose the frame rate issue, right? Okay. We did find UGDPY dead. Sure, these two dwarves running away. I should really... Okay. I'm gonna hope that those dwarves run... Oh, never mind. I was gonna say I'm gonna hope those dwarves run quickly because then I can shoot some minecarts at them, but nope. There are no minecarts ready to go. So it's up to these dwarves to keep running. Wish us luck, chat. Wish us luck. Yep. Thankfully, that's a pretty easy effect to heal. Although only one of them's trailing miasma, I think. Yeah, it's just this one. What are you doing? Oh, they can see it through here. Well, that's not great. Oh, why are you... Oh, no. Well, that's fun. Okay, right. Well, This is really bad. Here they go. There goes YouTube. Into the water. Here's hoping somebody gets lucky and pushes it. Got a bunch of dwarves that are now drowning. I didn't even think that it would do that, but of course it did. I'm seeing bits of it flying off and plenty of dwarves fighting it. Let's see who got the kill though, because the creature is now dead. Wasn't you. What about you? Was it you? Aha! Zephon the wrestler got it. Send in the rocks, they're not war trained, and I have no method of doing that. So if you're just saying that, well, unfortunately, that's not really an option for me. Red Fulgul fell into the water and managed to get back out, but I'm gonna need to block this water. Which actually, probably not that difficult of a thing to do. No, it won't. They'll just simply go to the hospital and have all of the bad stuff or the bad flesh excised, and then they'll heal, and then it'll be fine. It's not going to cause any negative mood problems. The negative mood problems are going to be caused by the, well, actually, it's literally just the wing of the creature down in there. No, this is not going to cause any dead mood problems. Thank you for educating me on the game I know too much about. I need a lot of doctors. Thankfully, I have plenty of doctors. In fact, I would say me butchering all these animals is probably doing more issues. It's probably causing me more problems in the short term. All right, I also need to designate some more tombs. Yeah. I mean, I'm not too surprised because all of these still have ramps in them. So it's actually very easy for them to climb out. Bone Doll, what kind of dwarf would you like? Also, how you doing, Phineas? Hopefully well. Phineas wants you to post beers, chat. Post beers. Speaking of doctors, I want doctors if available. Doc. Who missed do you want? How about 2 in each role in a hospital? I'm not gonna need that many doctors. I'm only gonna need, like, there's only like 6 or 7 dwarves that really got infected. So it's not a big problem. You just need surgeons, and like most forts just have orderlies set to do anything, so you just need 1 diagnoser to diagnose the dwarf that's injured, and then the normal dwarves can just do the surgery and whatnot. The Bone Doctor, the top one. Okay. She never feels discouraged and never becomes angry and easily is moved to mercy, is conflicted by this since she sees these tendencies as an impotent for the quest for power. Also, another thing about the effect of their skin rotting, it rots for a bit, and while it can cause long-term negative effects, once that skin has rotted off, it stops. It's only a problem if you have immortal creatures that get that syndrome that then can't heal. Or refuse to go to the hospital, which sometimes that happens. So if you have like a vampire, they'll just walk around rotting forever, and that sucks. That sucks. But normal dwarves, no, that won't have that issue. She is easily moved to mercy, and she is conflicted by this, since she sees these tendencies as an impotent for the quest for power. She can get caught up in internal deliberations when action is necessary. She is an optimist, and she has a sense of humor. She does not often feel lustful. She takes offered help and gifts without feeling particularly grateful, and is a friendly individual, hardened by, and she's burdened by this. She's a friendly individual and burdened by this because she dislikes the idea of friendship. She has a noticeable lack of perseverance, and she isn't particularly interested in what others think of her, and she doesn't handle stress well. Speaks very deliberately when she's annoyed. Means alcohol to get through the working day, and I can't speak. She dreams of attaining a rank in society. Noted. And is affronted by the whole notion that one of maintaining decorum and finds so-called dignified people disgusting. Is a firm believer in the value of tradition and finds blind honesty foolish, values our harmonious existence, and does not really value skills related to fighting. And doesn't particularly value self-control. Doesn't think much about the idea of perseverance. She likes selenite, steel, and star sapphire, as well as cardinal tooth and battle axes, windows, and ballista arrows, and the sound of the euphoric butterfly, and the sight of the meandering lyrics, and when possible prefers to consume Grey Langer men. No, Grey Langer, not Grey Langer men. I read the word sun as men. Sunberries, foxtail millet beer, and can't stand slugs. Me neither. They eat my tomatoes. Evil creatures. Just doing this real quick so I can do this and this. I mean, she'd have to get a lot more stress to do that. To murder someone just to prove she can do it. She's got quite a large family, actually. But no family members in the fort. Worships a trillion deities and an object. She's a member of the Company of Sons, the Doctor's Guild. Former member of the Auburn Lie. Well, they need to be haggard to do that. So, I forgot about this. My prison is also doubles as a hospital. I should probably remove that at some point, but... Yeah, see, we just got doctors... Oh, see, this one's more likely to do that. They'll just remove all the rotting tissue. There will be a lot of blood loss. Because this is all blood from that dwarf. Zephon here has the same effect. You literally can't see them. They're just hidden in a cloud. That's actually really funny. I've also found a couple more dwarves dead. Deep Space apparently died in that fight. Same with YouTube. Very happy that none of the bodies fell into here, though. Are you still alive? I think so. Yes, Inner Bunny is still alive. You are currently trying to catch a peahen to put it into a pen. Disgusted by miasma. Yeah, so this is actually really good surgery training. I'm kind of joking here, but like, yeah, so then they'll just be a scarred up mess after the fact. But no, this will all heal. F's for YouTube, yeah. I would say that. How are you doing? Probably badly because you're a child. But let's see. Pretty badly. Your mom's still dead, so. Need more food storage item. I think my rock killed a elf. That's kind of funny, actually. Did you kill an elf? No, you didn't. Well, somebody killed an elf, and I'm not sure why. Awkward. I certainly didn't see it in the combat. No, you're still alive, I think. Did you die? I mean, you had a foreign weapon. You had a Morning Star. That's a foreign weapon. So, no, you're still alive. You're right here. What are you talking about? What are you on about? Yes, YouTube is a different person. YouTube is not Robert. Also, it seems like just about all of those bodies have now healed. Those teeth need to be thrown away. That was kind of a brutal Forgotten Beast, though. What the hell was I doing? I was making some bedrooms. Yeah, no, all of the dwarves that got that injury are going to lose their eyes. That's a given. Because rotting causes you to lose your eyes, but that's okay. It's not actually going to negatively impact them in any way unless they happen to be a Marks dwarf. It does impact their line of sight, but their ability to function as dwarves doesn't change at all. So I'm not too concerned about that. But yeah, if you get coated in deadly dust that causes rotting, that will do that. Fix merchants. I don't feel like killing them. That or I'll just unexist you. I don't really care. Grumble. I hate it when that happens. The dwarves ever... Blah, blah, blah. The demons breeding sounds like a circus level malfunction. What do you mean by a circus level malfunction? No, demons breed all the time. Demons are exactly the same as, like... Demons breeding is like... How else do you think lust happens? As a quote-unquote demon. I mean, like, no, demons breeding is like what demons do most of the time. Where else do you think all those demons come from if it ain't breeding? Okay, well, over here I can unforbid all of this now. Did I slaughter one of the rhinos? Oh, shit. No, I didn't. Because I had 3 trained adult ones and 2 baby ones. I may have found a dead one in a cage. Because I've definitely caught other ones, but I was pretty careful to not slaughter any of them. Sure, but there's also wild rhinos on the surface, hashtastrophe. So if one dies on the surface, then they butcher it. So that, and also I've been buying meat from other places, unrelated. So it's also possible that there's just meat. I'm gonna try something. I'm wondering if something is burning. So I'm gonna unforbid this door. I'm just trying to determine what is causing this lag. Because, like, my frame rate is running at about half speed, which means something is wrong. Like, something is pretty wrong right now. But I'm not seeing, like, an abnormal number of job cancellations. So I'm quite perplexed with it. That can also go away. Just gonna delete these two tasks, and just go up to here and say spin thread whenever thread's available. There shouldn't be anything weird. No, it's not exterminate, that's for sure. I mean, there is a forgotten beast apparently, which is out of my line of sight, which is fun. Yeah, I've turned them off the last dozen or so for its blazing. Or, like, nerfed them to the point where they're not really a concern anymore. Like, I'm kind of convinced it's like the dwarves are trying to get to something and can't, or something is trying to get out of something but can't. Oh, I need a splint. But the more I actually look at it, the less likely that seems. Like, so I don't know. Like, genuinely, I'm kind of a bit at a loss. Well, there isn't any Crundles on the map, so I doubt that it's a Crundle on fire, but that would be funny. I thought maybe it would be a book, but, like, you know, I just cleared all of that. Why would I have collapses disabled? I've literally never disabled collapses. So no, why would I have collapses disabled? I mean, or rather, collapse notices disabled, sure, but like the fire burnt out a while ago. I mean, here, I'll re-enable it. Fort mode, fortress mode, cave in. Yes. Why is the tortoise panicking? Because it's not trained and it doesn't like me? Like, there's nothing to cave in. So I'm not totally sure what that would do, I guess. The better question isn't why, the important question here isn't why is the tortoise panicking? It's why aren't the tortoises panicking? Have you seen this fortress recently? We're butchering all kinds of animals. If I was one of these tortoises, I would be panicking. Like this goat. I mean, llama. Oh, fair enough, Ilmarin. But yeah, no, I'd just been checking this periodically to see if item had caved in, but nothing. Oh. This may not be helping. because the giant tortoises are reverting to wild states again. I should just slaughter all of the tortoises that aren't tame. Because it turns out, I guess, that my dwarves are just too busy right now doing unrelated things, and I've actually had some stuff go wild again. I think I'm just going to do this. It's my favorite thing to do. Just haul stuff, dwarves, and do orderlies. And of course, pre-assigned tasks. I'm also going to go through here and pause everything. We'll get everything cleaned up for a little bit. And then I can hopefully diagnose the cause of the frame rate problems a little bit. Because these do happen from time to time. It's just it's pretty odd when it does. It's like it made sense when everything was on fire, but it's not even that it's not playable. I mean, 30 FPS is perfectly playable. It's just so Clever in the YouTube chat has asked the same question twice. I'm not sure if that was intentional or accidental. But they say, why don't your dwarves butcher things that are killed by your militia? Do you know what happens when you stab something repeatedly with a knife and hack it into tiny little itty bitty pieces? It ceases to be edible. In real life, if you're hunting something and you pierce the stomach, it ruins the meat. Simply put, if something is mangled, it can't be butchered. Generally, your military will mangle whatever it is. Unless they manage to just quickly behead it. I mean, I could also try doing stuff like this. Fix dry buckets. Fix retrieve units. Fix stuck merchants. Fix wheelbarrows. I really hate doing this. Fix drop webs. Fix stable temp. I'll be completely honest with you, I have zero recollection of what the setting is. Currently, I don't have usual settings. I also don't save them, so I have zero recollection of what the settings were when I set this particular fort up, because, like I said, I don't usually have settings. Or I don't have usual settings. I just do whatever. I go with the vibe and the flow. It's gonna lurk for a minute. You have 60 seconds, of course. I'm sure they know that, Elmir, and they're just asking what my usual setting is. And I usually set it somewhere around the middle, but I don't know the exact numbers. I should be better about that, but I'm not. Well, you said you're going to lurk for a minute. So I said you have 1 minute to lurk. Drive safe. Is the actual thing I should say. I'll start talking again in about an hour and a half, if I'm still on. It's been a long couple of days, so we'll see. But we'll see when we see you. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Well, I also presume that's including, you know, the process of getting to their vehicle, plus then getting out once home, saying hello to people at house, you know, all that stuff. I'll be honest, I think I just got lucky with this one, because, like, I've done several forts in this world, and most of them end up looking more like this. This area just being treeless and super open is kind of an anomaly. I have no idea what caused this. Like, it's very odd, actually, in comparison to everything else I've had in this world up until this point. It's an hour-and-a-half drive one way. Oof. Okay, never mind. That is a pretty rough commute. Speaking of funny things, like, I live on Vancouver Island, right? And I only recently moved here. It's very, 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 very funny seeing people around here who live here, who've lived here their whole life, complain about a commute that's longer than 20 minutes. Admittedly, I have like a 6-step commute. I walk from my bed to here, and I'm at work. But for people who have to get to work, it's just really funny. That's new for you? I used to always get condom ads. Back when I saw ads, Keyfry. I think I just need a bigger food stockpile is the actual issue here. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna go right here and just go and say, food, not seeds. And then I will go down here and get them to dig out more of this, and we'll just expand my food stockpile. Because clearly, I need it. I also think I should just straight up stop making meals. Like, just stop cooking, because we don't really need it. And every time I look at that food counter, it's gone up. I used to take a bus for an hour-and-a-half to get to and from work. Each way. And then it was over 2 hours on Sundays. So, yeah, no, I've been there with the long commutes. But that was not what I wanted to do. I think we may have too much food. Also need to re-enable mining. Uh-oh. That's not good. Welp. So that's the first crash I've had in Dwarf Fortress in a pretty damn long time. Expected? I mean, it's been a long time since my last crash, so I'm not sure what's expected about it. Although we have been having some odd anomalies as of late, so I guess so, maybe. I was tanking FPS? It's hard to say. I don't know. I did lose about half of a season, though. Since the baby sheep? Wasn't that pre-adventure mode, too? I mean, it was just clicking animal, or baby animals. Any baby animals, because everybody was reporting it as a different animal, but... Okay, so what the hell is happening right now? We're probably about to get hit by a forgotten beast. Well... Okay. Deep Space is still alive. So anybody who died in that last run is still alive. We haven't actually gotten the bodies out of here yet. All of these are still in there. I'll just leave those down there. All of these can get pulled. I'm just gonna queue up the animal corpses again. I named anybody in the last 5... Okay, Bone Dolphin, probably. Or Bone Doll, rather. I can actually go through their chat logs and see what the name of that dwarf was. I guess it's Edom then. And having a beer? There you go, Renbird. Enjoy it. Yeah, no, that's definitely them. I'm just going to go through my jobs and clear them up again. Get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you. Go get rid of those for right now. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Keep that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of these. Get rid of all that. And then just say spin, thread. Say 10, whenever there's 10 available. I presume that this is before that fight happened, or before that Forgotten Beast arrived, so I'll just tell the dwarves to get into the fort. Is this before I caught the other rock? Yes, okay. And also, I'll just do this. It's for the first hour of the stream. I have a record player, and I stream a record for the first hour, Nate. And then it usually gets claimed in the first 2 minute stops, sometimes less. And then they select a duck, and I put it on the record while the record is spinning at the very beginning of the stream. Premonition replay. Oh yeah, no, it was just a bad dream. I mean, I'm not too bothered by the game crashing. I'm more just concerned by the game crashing, if that makes any sense. It's like, ooh, that shouldn't have happened. Yeah, you'd have to get up pretty early, probably, depending on where you live. First time catching me live. Should I shoot for the first level of the caverns? The caverns make things interesting. Also, now the frame rate is better. I don't know, chat. I don't know. Any ideas? Huh. Oh shit. I didn't let it out, did I? All right, so because of my absent-minded game endingness, I'm just going to do this. Maybe not game ending, but I really want to catch this thing. So just avert your eyes if you don't like cheating. Because I'm cheating. Now go get caught in my goddamn thing. There we go. I don't know. You tell me, Kiefer. I am completely at a loss. Thankfully, we were able to catch that. That's... One of my doctors... Imagine just, like... I wonder what kind of what level of angry and like flailing you need to be to successfully destroy a plot like a garden plot. Like how mad do you really have to be able to do that? I'm looking for the rock. Not Dwayne, just a rock. I guess the game just needed to crash to like get something out of its system, you know? It may also be trying to be moved. What is it made out of? Ah, it is. It's a nickel-silver cage. They're probably just throwing salt on it, if I were to bet. All right, so I need more animal trainers. And then up here, I need you, and I need you, and I need you, and I need cage. But yeah, I don't know. Chat, your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea why the frame rate's good now. But it is, so I'm just gonna not complain. You've seen a guy rip a sapling with 3 feet of roots out of the ground, assuming that multiplied by the plants on the plot. Why? What'd that sapling do to him? Well, there's probably going to be another forgotten beast, most likely. However, it may actually take a little bit to, you know, get here. But I need to expand my food stockpile, so I'm just going to do that first. Because I can't remember exactly when it arrived. It arrived at some point during spring. Actually, no, it arrived after the elves came to trade, because they'll probably come first. So first the elves are going to show up to trade. Then we'll end up with some sort of forgotten beast. I'm not totally sure. I'm also just going to make 100 rock pots, because I just... It will be if it's one of the main ones in close proximity. Otherwise, it won't be. The only time it'll be the same Forgotten Beast is if there's no other Forgotten Beasts in proximity, because the game uses local populations to pull what you're going to get attacked by. So it depends on what's around, really. If there's a lot of those types of critters around, then, you know, it'll just pull from that. Otherwise, it'll not. It won't. But, I mean, the last one was what? Like the numbing stuff? Oh, also, by the way, skeletons do not cause as much PTSD as rotting bodies or recently dead bodies. So, just, you know, pro tip. Apparently there's a bunch of thieves on the map. Oh. And they're straight up on the map. I don't like that. That's not good. Please go break their necks. Both of them. This game has PTSD mechanics? Well, it's not called PTSD, but... Oh. Cattle's getting kidnapped again. Well, at least that's canonical. I didn't even hear that notice. Brain completely tuned it out. Yeah, it was. Kira. I wonder if this is before the child was kidnapped. Yeah, it was before the child was kidnapped. Anyway, there's a child getting kidnapped. Bye! I'll have to come get you later. The other thieves are priests? How so? What's our quest? I'm unfamiliar with this quest that I supposedly have. But if you find a stressed dwarf, I'll find a stressed dwarf and I'll give you some examples of the PTSD stuff. So like uneasy, irritated, dwelling upon, experiencing trauma, became more angry, uneasy, dwelling upon. So they can just repeatedly dwell upon a negative thought. And if it's trauma, that's essentially the game's approximation of PTSD. What the heck is... Oh, they killed the goblin. Or one of the goblins. Delving level 3. I have zero interest in going to level 3 caverns. We've talked about this multiple times. I'm not sure why you still seem to have it crammed into your tiny little brain that that's something I'm planning on doing. Why would I do that? I'm already having enough problems with 2 cavern layers. Why do I need another one? Besides, Cavern 3 has access to Cavern level 2, so we may be getting Forgotten Beasts from level 3. That's more of a meme for you? Ah. Well, meme away, I suppose. There's the Elven Caravan. Fuck. You can't say the word audiophile and bows in the same sentence. That's disgusting. The hell? Absolutely not. Also, I'm wearing a Sennheiser headset, so if that says anything. And I'm more into, how do I word this? Antique audio gear, because I can repair it. Is more my stage, I suppose. My preferred soundstage. For reference, you watched the Bart Murder video, and that's the extent of my knowledge of this game. Ah, well, so I did watch that whole video, but it was a second monitor thing while I was doing other stuff. I presume he mentioned this. That is a Let's Play from 2006. Like, that's a pretty old start. Game pretty different since then. And this game's been getting a couple patches a year since. So. Some people think that Beats is audiophile gear. Some people's definition of audiophile is expensive. If thing expensive must be audiophile. Oh shit, we got more platinum. We can finally make a good sequel to Bayonetta. Hell yeah. All I need is Clover. The frame rate still went down a little bit, but it's still better than it was, so I don't know. Just very confused. Expensive brands that are low quality on average are generally just a waste of money. Thanks, Wub's name. Thanks for 10 bucks. Appreciate you. $10 super chat in YouTube chat. Why is Bose bad though? That's all I have to say. You bought it last year, you weren't patient enough to learn to play, gotcha. You kind of want to give Dwarf Fortress a shot now, but you don't know where to start, so a stream like this seems interesting. I have more tutorials than a human being could feasibly watch in a day. I say that because most of them, not even all of them, are in a singular video that is 7.5 hours long. Any farming tips? Start early, farm lot. Cooking stuff kills seeds. Brewing stuff does not. Processing stuff does not. So don't allow things to be cooked if you want to replant them. So I would say, my advice for Dwarf Fortress is it's not actually as hard to get into as some people say. I have tutorials because they do well on YouTube. But the reality is, this game's not that bad. If you've played any colony simulator before, from RimWorld to, you know, even something like Settlers or Anno, any kind of city builders, if you have any experience with those types of games, you probably have an idea of what the base systems are. For Fort Mode at least. Adventure Mode's its own beast. But for Fort Mode at least, you probably already have an idea of the base systems if you've played any kind of city builders at any level in the past. So I would just start playing, and whenever you bump into something and you're like, that seems like a lot, go look it up on the wiki, or check if I've made a video about it, or ask somebody. If you want like a leg up initially, I do have a 30-minute video which is just like how to get started with Fortress Mode, which is probably the only thing you really need to watch if you want to watch a video, if you're that kind of learner. And also, there's a room on my Discord called DF Help and Questions. So if you have questions, you can throw them in there. My Discord's pretty active. It has moments where it's inactive, but if you need a more active Discord, the KitFox Discord is really active. Although I don't necessarily agree with all of their suggestions, because they're kind of full of the old school crew that will, you know, they'll recommend, assists to fix your problems that aren't necessary, I guess. Or buy the Dwarf Fortress guidebook. Which, not necessary. Neat souvenir, though. Yeah, the wiki has the Dwarf Fortress wiki, once you realize that there's an edition for every single version of the game ever made, has very, very, very helpful quick start guides and stuff if you're like a text person. So a game like this to help you tinker. Another thing that is nice about Dwarf Fortress is the speed of the game is tied to the frame rate, Baneblade. So I know some people who are like students who basically, or people who work full-time, who run the game at a really low frame rate so that they can just basically play it as an idle game. Where it's like getting through a year of time takes a really long period of time. There was one person who was in my chat once who plays the game the exact opposite of that, where they use DF hack to hugely increase the speed of the game using a command called Fast Dwarf. And which here. I'll just show you. Makes them do this. It's very silly, overpowered, and you shouldn't use it. Oh god, actually this is a problem. I'm just gonna deconstruct that. Oops, no, Fast Dwarf 0. It's technically a debugging tool. I don't want to crush these minecarts, so if we could deconstruct that, that'd be great. They play the whole game like that because they have several kids and not a lot of free time. So they have like 2 hours to play Dwarf Fort once a week, and it's like, well, all right, Fast Dwarf 2 everything. Get to the fun stuff, let's go. He says the only time he turns it off when, it breaks the physics and a lot of other things, Karos. He turns it off whenever there's a fight, because it can cause dwarves to kill themselves. Because fighting's based on momentum, and because it speeds up their movement speed and speeds up their momentum, they can trip and fall and hurt themselves easier, which is kind of hysterical, actually, if you think about it. It's just like, it'd be like the Flash running with scissors. And then just like tripping and just like staking out his jugular. You mean time stream, Yvonne? Time stream's real bad for messing with behaviors. Because it makes the game non-deterministic, which, yeah, it makes the game run better, but like that's a last-ditch effort band-aid. I've had some people like ask me if I ever play with it on, and no. Does not matter how bad things get. I will not turn on time stream. Also, completely irrelevant, pointless information about Dwarf Fortress that friend in chat will maybe find funny if you've never really been super knowledgeable about Dwarf Fort Baneblade. Beards are a biological organ that can get infections and kill you if they get infected. That is all. Oh, it's also the only organ on dwarves that grow eternally forever, and I don't think they cut their fingernails, and fingernails grow forever. Unless they stopped that at some point. Also, they wear necklaces on their heads because necklaces were added before, or amulets were added before necks were. Don't ask me where the neck is. Just propagates the whole barber surgeon thing. Yeah. The Forgotten Beast, Tast Lozozo Cosma Axtut has come. A huge feathered petrosaur. It has a knobby shell and a gaunt appearance. Its light blue feathers are downy. Beware its poison gas. I don't know why I fell into the 50s for a second there. And Urist is throwing a tantrum. Well. Is the front door open? It can fly. UGDPY, you're alive again, by the way. I'm just gonna tell all 3 squads to stand right here. Just see what direction it's heading. Just tell the squads to go stand right here. They'll probably collide with it. With their own neck inside there? Oh no, I mean, like, definitely, like, the neck can be decapitated and whatnot. Also, necromancers can resurrect anything that could feasibly grab something. So it has to have enough functionality to be able to grab something, which is why hands can be resurrected, necks can be resurrected, but, like, a foot can't, or a nose can't. It seems like it's encountered UGDPY again. Well, this is not good. I remember how I literally was like, hey, UGDPY, you're alive. Well, about that. I got bad news. People tend to try to over-micromanage Dwarf Fortress. Think about Dwarf Fortress as a game full of red shirts from Star Trek. About 80% of your fort at any given time is completely disposable and expendable. And I would treat the game as such. I wouldn't worry about it more than that. I think a lot of people try to micromanage every single dwarf, get to know every single dwarf, but it's not really a game like that. It's got a bit more in common with Lemmings than I think most people realize. Also, I need to go check something while the ads are running. Not that I recall. Hashtastrophe. My military is actually horrifically sped up because this thing moved faster than I was hoping it would. Oh no, it's Elfie Bean. Shit. Do I have any soldiers in the vicinity? I have a tutorial about managers. if you need it. Oh yeah, true. But also, at the same time, I think that that goes twofold, Nate. People making things way too big, but on the flip side, not making things big enough. Keep running, Elfie. You were a good manager, Dwarf. Your friends will miss you. I'm sure. Yep, the dwarves will eat mushrooms raw. Also, the only thing dwarves really need is a place to socialize, so a tavern, or a some sort of public like meeting room assigned zone, and a bedroom or a bed to sleep in, and a source of food and a source of alcohol. That's all they need. They do not need water. I see so many players who are like, I couldn't get my dwarves water in time. It's like, well, you shouldn't be giving your dwarves water. It's bad for them. And here, Rayleigh, fighting with the creature through the poison gas, is taking some hits that are pretty bad. What the hell? Why'd you just run right past it? The fuck? Turn around. You dork. Jesus. And they just appear to be cutting it to pieces. UGDPY has been found dead. That thing took a long time to kill. Have to get you out of here there, Dwarf. Time to find out what the poison gas did? Yeah, if anything. Should train these rocks as hunting rocks and just let them roam the map freely. Excuse me. Well, I need a new manager now. Because unfortunately, Elfie didn't make it. Hashtastrophe, congratulations. You've just been promoted. You're now my manager. Oh no, whatever will you do? In regards to the leather thongs. I'm sure your dwarves appreciate the plentiful underwear supply. Also, if anybody wants to know how many dwarves have died approximately 115. Well, slightly less than that. Oh no, you're just pumping forever. Stop that, please. Same with you. Thank you. And I can go up here and set you to pump. Oh no, that'll do her. Larry. A dwarves just like having an item on display in the room. Doesn't really matter what it is. Boom, boom, you want a scholar. I can probably do that. I just have to pause the game while I'm doing it. So that I don't forget to deal with that. Pick one. I don't know. Somebody who doesn't have a weapon currently. Boom, boom. I can't guarantee astronomer, though. Somebody that isn't named and isn't in the military on this screen. Med-dub. Now let's see, did I just unassign one of my hospital workers? I did. That's okay, though. Heart is rotting. Well, That seems bad. All right, let's find MedTop for me. Oh, you are an astronomer. Look at that. You lucky duck. Boom Boom never feels hatred towards anyone or anything. Has a calm demeanor and isn't particularly curious about the world. Tends to hang on to grievances and tends to be a little tight with resources when working on projects. Can sometimes act without deliberation and enjoys the company of others. She can easily fall in love or develop positive feelings, and she occasionally overindulges and is troubled by this because she values self-control. When she's bored, she constantly rolls her eyes. Oh, that's obnoxious. And needs alcohol to get through the working day and doesn't really care about anything anymore. We probably have a book or two about astronomy. That's probably what it is, because you're not the first one. She dreams of raising a family and personally would have the world operate in complete harmony without the least bit of stress, strife, or disorder. She's a firm believer in the value of tradition and finds sacrifice to be the height of folly, and values eloquence and sees no value in holding back complaints and concealing emotions. She likes gypsum plaster and fine pewter, as well as aquamarine, wagon wood, and giant mandrill bone, querns and bracelets, and llamas for their wool, and when possible prefers to consume log hopper, rhubarbs, mead, and durians. Yeah, it's also unique to each world, Renbird. That's usually why I just buy them. You want to uphold tradition. You want to be with family and participate in martial training. You're bonded with two giant tortoises. And are hauling an item, apparently. I don't know what, but something. What? I'm just gonna quick save again because the frame rate's bad again. Weird. I wouldn't use that mod if that was a mod, Manduso. Although weapon types and, well, clothing types are already semi-random. Okay, so wait, what are you saying? Are you saying like the weapons that each faction get being randomized, or are you saying the materials needed to make them are randomized? Because there already is some of that, and it annoys the crap out of half of my chat, and I have to explain to people why it works the way it does every time. Like, this faction can make togas. Most factions can't make togas, as an example. Every human faction has access to different clothing types versus other ones. That sort of thing. But it turns out it's a mechanic a lot of people don't like, so... But, like, the variety that's available to each faction depends on the world, and that changes. You've never made a toga? I mean, I think we're making togas right now. I can show you. Toga, see? Like, sometimes human factions can make turbans, most of them can't, is another example of that. Yes. Although you can't end them, because diplomacy leaves you wanting, currently, being played. Although they can be ended outside of Fortress mode, within World Gen. Alliances can be formed during times of calamity. Hold on. I wonder. I'm starting to wonder if there's just a problem. Actually, okay. Instead of doing that, let's cancel that. I'm just going to go to here and actually assign some hunters. Because I'm starting to wonder if the frame rate dropping is because of these random wild boars in my fort. They are random. Like, they're not there because I let them be there. They're there because of random happenstance. They just wandered in, basically. But basically, like, if you're unfamiliar, Baneblade, because... So this is the overworld. I don't think there will be much in here right now because I haven't had visitors in a while. Yeah, so this is the overworld. This is my fortress. What's actually happening in the overworld is a very, 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 very slow game of Civ. So if I hover over this random human town here with 10,000 people in it, there's actually about 10,000 entities in that town. A lot of them have names and are recorded in the game's history. If you visit that town in adventure mode, you could probably go find them. They won't do much, but they're there. And they're existing. And they have their needs and goals and wants and desires. And will probably give you a quest if you talk to them. Although most people's quests will be about as interesting as talking to a drunk guy at the bar one random evening, and he can't remember most of the details. And may actually be telling you to go get something that has been gone from there for the last 5 years because he just has bad memory and got hit in the head a lot as a child. So what's happening behind the scenes is wars, rivalries, assassinations, religions, like being persecuted, or pilgrimages, monks moving around, thieving groups, gangs, bandits. Yeah, all random crap. All sorts of silly things. Cults. And refugee groups. These villages are probably constantly getting attacked by these zombies here. Meanwhile, in this tower, and vice versa, there's this dark goblin fortress that's probably invading these people down here constantly. There's a mountain hall in my faction that actually got taken over by elves not too long ago. Also, that used to be a functional fortress, which is now just a crater. Uh-oh. It doesn't seem great. Where is my previous fortress? There's my previous fortress. Mind Arch. I built this fort. There's a lot of dwarves in that fort. But are there because I put them there. So essentially, Dwarf Fortress is playing a very, very slow game of Civ, and you poke it. From the perspective of either a fort or an adventurer. And that's what makes Dwarf Fortress interesting. Every time the game saves, it updates what's going on in the world gen. Yes. So when the game saves, it is basically letting time move forward a chunk. And it goes ka-chunk forward, and then you know, play for another season, and then the game processes. And then when you retire the fort, you can go read and see exactly what was happening while you were very distracted and in the fort. And when you retire the fort, you get one of the best pieces of dialogue in the game, which is the dwarves left a brief period of questionable decision-making, or something along those lines, which is just a great line. What do you do about were creatures infecting the population? Don't let them in. Or like, I very, very, very slowly etch through my combat logs and see whenever a dwarf was bitten. Another thing you can do, Josh, is build a lot of doors and lock them when they turn. They only turn on the full moon, so just try and weed it out. Try and get them all locked into one space. If a creature kills 5 things, it becomes a historic figure. They don't need to be 5 named things. It's just 5 things. Also, Elfie, I'm sorry. Jornelius, thanks for the 25th month. Check, can I get a round of beers for the 25 months? It's actually interesting answering these questions because it's been a while since Dwarf Fortress has had any kind of influx of players. You guys should go tell Frederick that he should make a Dwarf Fortress video once a year. Because it's nice to have an influx of people. Because rumor of our community's acclaim spreads. New player here, you've been waiting to buy and decided it was time. Welcome. All right, let's go through this. And then I'm gonna go into you. Uh-oh. I'm gonna go butcher. This is me expanding my butcher shops. Dolomite blocks it is. Because I really need to clean up this fortress. That's another 10 hours? I mean, the game does save quarterly by default, so you should be able to jump back to whatever the previous save was, unless you've disabled that, or unless that's not actually by default and I'm misremembering. Here's the thing. Dead doesn't mean that the channel's dead. Like, not uploading doesn't mean the channel's dead. It just simply means that they're sleeping and preparing. People ask me to upload more often, and I upload, like, a major video once every 2 months. Also, hello, X-Editor. I have a question. You mentioned a while ago that dwarves cannot create new fortresses after the world gen. Does that mean new fortresses cannot appear on their own at all? No, that's not true. Dwarves can reclaim new fortresses after world gen. Dwarves can make new hillixes after new gen. They just can't create new mountain halls after world gen. But you can make new fortresses after world gen, so you could go, like, make 50 fortresses for each faction, and then they would go populate their own. It just becomes a player-driven thing at that point. Although they won't, like, actually do any constructing on their own, so you'd have to do that. All right, let's butcher some animals. Emperor Iron, did you know that you have a pet llama? If you didn't, now you do. Holy shit. I have a lot more goats than I realized. Just gonna slaughter everything except for some of the kids. It's always amused me that goats are that young goats are called kids. I don't know why that's always amused me, but it just always has. And you had to jump up and deal with and forgot to pause and completely missed a were creature attack. Doesn't the game auto pause when were creatures attack? What? Sorry, but like that's kind of spooking me right now. Like, I thought that like the game pauses when where creatures attack. Yeah. So when your dwarves start getting attacked, the game should pause. Oh, actually, no, I know what could cause that to happen. It could be a situation where you have visitors, and then the visiting dwarf became a were creature. That sucks. I could do that. No, you would literally have to go into this setting, oh no, this setting, scroll all the way down through here, and then disable the were creature attack. Unless, like, you used a df hack command that's all encompassing, in which case, well, shame on you. You wasted your own time then. I'm also gonna chuck a singular farmer shop down here with the express intention. But no, generally though, that does kind of suck. I mean, the thing you gotta do with were creatures is just build a lot of doors. That's it. Okay, fair enough. I thought that this was a, like, how do I avoid this question, but fair enough. More power to you, I suppose. Man, I wish vampires needed to be invited in. They just show up. You're just gonna spin thread whenever there's 10... Nope, not less than 10 thread. You're just gonna get to it. I've never owned one, so I don't know. Renbird. Vampires would make a generator easier. I'm not sure how or why, but... He's saying, I mean, if they're paralyzed, how would that make a generator easier? Once again, how would that make a generator easier? Oh, wait, okay, I understand what you're saying. I just read generator and presumed that you were talking about, like, infinite water generators. I was, like, trying to process in my brain, like, how a paralyzed creature would make a water generator easier, but anyway. Sorry. Butchers make miasma if you're dumb like I was 25 minutes ago and don't have enough food storage or haulers to remove the food before they rot. The only reason you get miasma in your butcher shops is because you don't have enough stockpile space. I literally had that problem not 15 minutes ago because I kind of did things in a dumb order because I was trying to figure out a frame rate problem. So butchers will absolutely cause meat to rot and stuff to smell bad. So will food. And any kind of food workshop. If you don't have enough stockpile space or storage space to store the food that you're making, right? So they don't cause rot. or miasma. What causes miasma is the food that you left in them for too long to rot. Can you disable world rejects? I don't think so. But it rejects worlds because they wouldn't be playable. Waiting for the game to give you the option to play is a bit more annoying, having to wait. Okay, so for whatever it's worth, Ivy Biss in YouTube chat, if you're doing custom world gen and you're fucking up your world gen to the point where the game would be unplayable, the game will reject worlds because it has requirements. You can allow unplayable worlds, but then your wait is redundant. If you want to have less rejections, then just use default settings or use somebody else's settings that work. The last thing I'll say is having to wait for the game to let you play. World gen is a one-time thing that you then can play multiple playthroughs in one world, right? Back in the day, and even on this machine, generating a 500-year-old world used to take hours. So I don't know what you're complaining about wait-wise. What makes the world unplayable? No living entities? World too hot? Lots of things can make a world unplayable. Because you literally can't embark if the world is unplayable. You can read legends, though, which is kind of neat. Bim the Surgeon has created Ustanostar, Rami Brace, and claims it as a family heirloom. I'll just put that on a pedestal. I need a place to actually put these. How about in the library? Dwarf Fortress is a game about patience, so. If you don't have patience for a little bit of waiting, then I can't help you. Did you listen to the full sentence? Because I guess you didn't. On older versions of the game, up until version 50, so premium version, world gen used to be like astronomically slow. Like, when I interview Tarn now, I can generate 3,000 years of history in less than an hour, maybe 2 hours. In version 47.05, I wouldn't make it to 1,000 years and then have to get up and leave and come back 4 hours later and it would still be generating. So yes, 500-year-old worlds could take upwards of an hour to 2 hours. The game has been significantly optimized. I realize this is a back in my day, thing used to be worse kind of problem, but like, I don't know. Yeah, that's nothing, Josh. I usually play at about 70 FPS because it goes too fast for chat otherwise, although I've thought about slowing it down to 60. That's another question from YouTube chat. Yeah, Dwarf Fortress's soundtrack is great, Bane. Yeah, it's all good. Red Fogel. I mean, the problem that this person in YouTube chat is having, Karos, for clarity here, is literally they want to know if you can disable world rejections because they don't want to wait. It's like, if you're having problems waiting, then I don't know what to tell you. You would never let it generate more than 15 years anyhow. The first years are fine, and all it does is complicate the creatures and exponentially and kill off the monsters. That's not really true. Also, you can stop it from complicate. You can disable experiments, you can disable necromancers, and you can, I mean, there's lots of ways you can change that. Sounds like you already have your problems sorted, so I don't think I can help you much. Just wait faster. Exactly! Just jump into a faster portion of the space-time continuum and everything will be fine. There must have been a wild rhino in here. Unless somebody murdered my rhino. Yep. Nope. Not mine. Also do have one tame rhino. Yeah, this was a random wild rhino. Chat, press 1 if you're watching my stream for the first time today because you watched the Down the Rabbit Hole video. Can you advance time between forts and adventures without playing the world after world gen? Not without just murking a bunch of random adventures. It is windy, holy shit. I just look outside and I see a traffic cone rolling up the road. All right, well then. So, Boom Boom is lying. Not today, but yesterday? Ah, fair enough. That counts. You'd heard of me before. Why am I reading that in an old wizard's voice? We have heard of you before. You're an old head? Eh. You've been around for a while, Ren. So not that many people, I think. I think a lot more people are actually just watching my YouTube videos because of the stream, or because of the Down the Rabbit Hole video, because my stuff started getting recommended a whole bunch. Although, a lot of those recommendations, I think, were actually being caused by the Steam sale, because the game's 20% off, and that usually drives quite a lot of traffic, so it's kind of hard to tell exactly. But it definitely, like, drove some traffic, that's for sure. You just got here, but also got home. Fair enough. It's very smooth, I'd say. Besides, finding specific items in a work order and typing custom numbers can be a pain, since it's nice to send, but yeah. I kind of have no interest in a Steam Deck. I've had people try to convince me to buy a Steam Deck for a while, and every time I'm like, probably just gonna pass on that and never buy a Steam Deck, because, like, I don't know. I don't need more ways to connect to the internet. I have too many already. I need less, if anything. But no, it's been really nice since the Down the Rabbit Hole video came out. I mean, it certainly has caused my subscriber count to pick up for the first time in a while. And the video I uploaded about Le Gremlin has been doing quite well. And it's probably being assisted because of the Down the Rabbit Hole video. But I don't know. I usually have about 200 to 300 people watching on Twitch just anyways. And there's usually around like 80 to 150 people watching on YouTube. So I don't exactly know what the numbers are right now. I can check, but yeah, we're pretty much within the realm of normal, so I don't think it's actually affecting the stream all that much. Also, speaking of the miasma, there's the miasma! Although, how many of them have we butchered? Probably most of them at this point. Quite a lot. I'm sorry, what? I have an alligator snapping turtle? Oh, I must have got those from the elves. I check this. I think I'll just eat it. I don't need another random animal. And he died resisting? Seems like a mistake then. You should have convicted like a squirrel or, you know, a yak. Fun fact, did you know that if you like convict a piece of livestock of a crime, the captain of the guard will go beat it? I do genuinely love that, by the way. I find that to be hysterical. Like, truly. I mean, where I come... That's not supposed to be there. Neither are you. My God. I just can't win with this well, can I? Again. This is like the 8th time it's overflowed. This is the 5th person I've drowned in my well. Ay, 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 ay. Well, shucks. This is what I get for just, like, reading chat and not paying attention to what I'm doing in game at all. Yeah, yikes. Chat, how dare you be entertaining and distracting? God damn it. It's not DF without water-related accidents. I've had like an uncharacteristically large number of water-related accidents as of late too. Five? I think you mean one. Only one's actually happened today. The rest didn't happen today. So they might as well have not happened, as far as I'm concerned. Now I see a guy who's doing road work carrying the traffic cone back. Poor guy. Uh-huh. I don't need to know anything about your stepsister. Also, thanks for the $1, Elmiran. Appreciate you. Please don't fall in there, Dwarf. That would be very dumb. And his chat is constantly backseating gaming and annoying him to death. You know, I'm a firm believer that it's a better idea to make less money and be around people that you like talking to than making more money and not. So, depending on who you ask, this is a nice chat, and I, you know, am how do I word this? Depending on who you ask, this is a nice chat where, like, everybody's just chatting and talking and it's a good time. Or if you ask somebody else, Blind is an obnoxious, like, needy, demanding person who over-enforces rules and says that you need to stop spamming emotes for the love of fucking Christ and stuff like that. So it highly depends on who you ask. Am I admitting I love you? I don't even know what you look like. How could I love somebody I don't know what they look like? I don't even love myself. How can I love you? What the fuck? How does one even do that? I'll be completely honest with you. It's very hard to stop my hands from vibrating to tell people how to do things when they have a no backseating tag and they're streaming Dwarf for it. Also, how you doing, Tekken? Jesus. How you been? I mean, I've got a new place now and a green screen behind me, so things is very different up in here. Also, the humans apparently want to trade for some ungodly reason. No idea why, but I'll oblige them, I suppose. New set of speakers, I presume? Second? Distant standstill traffic? Well, that sucks. I was gonna say, I don't think it's quite been that amount of time, but I was just kind of figuring that my sense of time had ceased to have all meaning. It's yourself? No. No, not really. This is gonna be super janky looking. It's gonna be super janky. We'll be fine. Finally gaming in. Well, welcome back to the land of the neckbeards? Sure, we'll go with that. Arende's been reelected. Dear dwarves, please go do the thing. There's no way you guys are that busy. There you go. I'll queue up that. After we're done this. Gosh, I might just engrave all these floors to make the mud go away. Sorry. Oh, that's a Forgotten Beast skeleton. That's fine. Just get rid of that. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's working as intended, I guess. We're also, you know, blasting water out in here. I also need to just massively expand the size of this stockpile. Oopsies, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. I mean, this isn't really a minecart focused for it at all. I kind of did one around Halloween, which ended up being made into a video called about a fortress called Ghost Candy. That fortress was like primarily minecarts in its structure. I mean, minecarts are great. I like minecarts; they're fun. And I mean, well, okay, for clarity's sake. This fort does have minecart railguns, but I don't really consider those minecarts. Purely because, like, minecarts are supposed to be a transportation device. I'm using them as, like, an impact kill device. You just rewatched Ghost Candy? Congratulations! It's my least successful big video, but thank you. I mean, it's a great video. Could I suggest 3 challenges that you've done for a casual player to try? No. But what I can do is I can give you this page. This page of the wiki. Those are all player-made ideas. Some of them are kind of grim. Some of them aren't possible anymore. Most of them are. It's this page. Although I would update it to the current era. These are all player goals. It states how difficult they are. And also it's pretty obvious how difficult some of them are. Have fun. Bah! I didn't mean you, game. God damn it. The Forgotten Beast Juagu Jorino Hode Ingo has come. A great ape with external ribs. It has a fat, bulging trunk, and it squirms and fidgets. Beware, it's poison gas. Finally. Oh, by the way, for those of you who don't know, Tekka back in the day used to make some of the best Dwarf Fortress tutorials for, like, insane people. So for people who like to know the exact inputs and outputs of everything, because I just can't be asked. That sounds like Tekka's back. So that's fun. Squirms and fidgets and has poison gas. Where it, though? Oh, wow. Oh, shit, it actually has the ape sprite. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Detail-oriented? Uh-huh. Well, as a fellow insane person, just in completely different ways. I disagree. I think you're insane. The Lake of Sucking. Uh-huh. I think that's called, like, a whirlpool, right? He's just very thirsty. Whoop. Do you have... Oh, you've got issues with your hands. Got this dwarf who's fighting with it. Who is punching it. Or whacking it with his shield, more accurately. You did 5 videos for the military screen? I guess I didn't need them, so I didn't really watch them. This dwarf is doing work with his shield. Another dwarf arrives, also with sensory nerve damage. By the way, Tekka, did you know that there's healing potions in the game now? So the beast is now is bleeding on quite a bit, which is good. Got more dwarves arriving. And they were able to kill it. Question is, is it gonna have much effect? The dwarves just immediately peace out and continue running off. Were they just discovered? No, not really. These will heal all wounds. To the point where actually... Where'd that dwarf go? I'll show you. And can they be used in Fortress mode? Yes and asterisk. Maybe, sort of. They require a lot of finagling to acquire in Fortress mode. I use DF Hack to settle on top of this, which is a mysterious palace, which is an adventure mode feature, not a Fortress mode feature. Eventually they'll be worked into Fortress mode, but currently they aren't. If that makes any sense. Okay, well, let me just send you guys back to training then. I'll find an injured dwarf and show you what I mean. God damn it, why'd you destroy that farm plot again? Or a different farm plot. This dwarf must just hate farm plots. Keep getting farm plots destroyed. I wonder if you can. Because Putnam was saying something about the healing potions just adding a syndrome right now. Wait, what in that? Oh, I see. That's dumb. One of my hunters is running around with a bow, which is completely useless. How unfortunate. Looks like we've finally run out of space for all of that meat. But it's okay. You can dupe them in adventure mode. The same way you can dupe all liquids, you drop them on the ground and then you pick it up and it fills up the container immediately with like that unit. So as long as you could theoretically go into adventure mode with one healing potion, go up to a stockpile of 250 containers and drop the healing potion on the ground and then fill 150 containers with that one healing potion. You could do that. Alrighty, kiddo, you gotta get out of here now. Please. Am I contributing to a retirement fund? That's a mighty personal question. What? Why are you asking? Out of curiosity. I live in Canada, so the short answer is yes, but why do you ask? Bro is calling you old? I mean, I know I look old. Have you seen all this gray hair? I mean, come on. Fucking look at me. I mean, come on. Look at me. You know, I've had some people telling me that I should try cosplaying as modern day Geralt in a couple of years, or just tell people I'm cosplaying as modern day Geralt. Actually, hold on. Sorry. This is gonna bug me if I don't do it this way. Game is paused, so you're not missing anything. Ahem. See? Right before GameStop. Ah. You've been actively playing with investing? Well, okay. That's fair. That's not what this stream is about. But yes, my personal finances are in order and I am a functional adult. So yes, I am in fact contributing to a retirement fund, amongst other things. And don't buy meme stocks. This is not financial advice. I try to not talk about investing because I'm not a financial advisor and I'd rather not get sued. So, you know. Unless you want to invest in this stream by subscribing to twitch.tv/BLINDRL. I mean, what? Is it weird that the green screen looks green screened in? I mean, it's not, but okay. I mean, it's not dangerous. It's just not something I'm well versed in. And also not something I'm particularly interested in. It's something I do because I'm an adult. Not something I do because I have interest in it or enjoy it in any way, shape, or form. So, that's all, I guess. I should braid it? No, I'm good. I went through enough of that when I lived back with my parents still, and I had 2 sisters, so my hair has been braided, I would say, against my will, but that's not totally true. More than once. And no, I'm good. Huh? Bruh, what? Oh, this must have been somebody stumbling around obliviously for a while. That or it was like some old poison or an infection, because you were a military dwarf, actually. Can you ask answerable questions, Baneblade? Corpse Man. Who am I giving it to on YouTube? Or am I just naming another dwarf YouTube? Cool. Well, you should try that. Baneblade, then. Time to relax. Sounds like a good way to end the day. Zavi? So, dealer's choice. TOS, you say that I'm lucky for being in Canada. What kind of dwarf would you like? Your friend Corpse Man here in the Twitch chat is bestowing a gift upon you in the YouTube chat. And I am upholding his wishes. What's up, Squeakbird? The Fortress of Stink. It's more of the Fortress of Too Many Goat, so it's now the Fortress of different kind of stink. It was a Fortress of one kind of stink, and now it's a very different kind of stink. I'll just give TOS a dwarf. Happiest bearded unnamed dwarf. It's never easy to give somebody a dwarf when the person gifting the dwarf doesn't know who they want to give it to. Changes his mind and will generally agree with the prevailing view on anything, and never feels hatred towards anyone or anything, and never acts without prolonged deliberation, even to his own detriment and the harm of those around him. Actively avoids exciting or stressful situations, presents himself modestly, and frowns on any flashy accoutrements, and is a very calm demeanor. He tends to not reveal personal information and is quite ambitious and has a greedy streak, and is not inherently proud of his talents and accomplishments. He isn't particularly curious about the world and needs alcohol to get through the working day. Can we stop talking about, like, money, Founder? Sorry, I already changed the subject. Do I have to do it a second time? And be blunt and annoying about it? You're more than welcome to read up on the Government of Canada, our retirement plans, and tax incentives if you like. If this was 2011, I would let me Google that for you, but... I don't even like it when you do that. Just give me a name, Ilmir. Just point at somebody and be like, "You, sir, shall be bestoweth uponeth a Dwarferino." Just be specific, because, especially with the YouTube chat, because often there's two big problems with the YouTube chat. YouTube folks watching on YouTube, please don't hate me for this. The automatic rewind feature fucking sucks. Because a lot of people tune into a YouTube stream, talk in the chat, but they're actually watching 4 hours earlier. Either intentionally or accidentally. It sucks. I hate it. Drives me nuts. Grumble. Tried to move the curtain to block the death ray of sun. And my green screen got hooked on it. It's trying to click on the notification and it goes to the surface when Z level up and was very confused until I zoomed all the way in and there was a dwarf stuck on top of a tree. Yeah, chop down the tree, that'll get him out. Not a platform's fault? No, I mean, it's a designed feature of the platform. The thing is, YouTube is designed not for streams like me. YouTube streaming is designed for things like the Game Awards. That's just the first big production thing that I can think of. It's designed for community events, like organized, planned, scripted events, because everything in their backend is designed for you to schedule an event and do the event, and then people to watch it at their leisure, either in VOD format or live. But it's not, everything in YouTube is designed to not be, yeah, we have way too much food, not be watched live, if that makes any sense. It's just the way the platform's designed. Ah, it's going pretty good. Smell? Yourself? I'll say salva. And one of them was about ketchup. Well, that's wrong. Also kind of hilarious, but anyway. He tends to not reveal personal information, is quite ambitious, has a greedy streak, and is not inherently proud of his talents and accomplishments, and isn't particularly curious about the world. Needs alcohol to get through the working day, and does not mind being outdoors, at least for a time. Dreams of crafting a masterwork someday, and personally believes the idea of war is utterly repellent, but of peace at all costs, and values tranquility and a peaceful day. And values eloquence. Yeah, like YouTube could be designed. The reason I talk smack about YouTube as a platform for streaming hasn't got anything to do with the fact that some people like watching on YouTube, but it's got everything to do with the fact that YouTube is just a bad platform for streaming. I have opinions and takes on this stuff. I've been doing it for too long. Curtain getting caught on my green screen seems to have screwed everything up. There we go. Hi, chat noob. Do not upgrade your sub on the app because it will charge you an extra 30% indefinitely. Because app stores take their cut. You should, if you want to upgrade a sub to a higher tier, go to the website. That's all I have to say. Hopefully they heard that in time. Let's do this. Just need the sun out of my eyes. It's that annoying time of day where it's like I have the option between bad green screen or sun in my eyes. There you go. I did say it in time. Hallelujah. Why are you just I have this slight suspicion that my rocks are causing problems. Just this slight suspicion. Yeah, it doesn't matter though. Here's the thing. You can say all you want about the YouTube as a streaming platform. YouTube is an excellent platform for archiving video. Excellent platform. Phenomenal platform for that even. But it's a bad platform for streaming. What's up, Jim? Thanks for the 5-pack. Appreciate you. Whereas Twitch is an awful video for archive or awful video archive platform, but it's an excellent platform for live streaming because that's what it's designed for. The rock flew off. Yeah, I know, but it needs to get reassigned to this. Oh, they did actually train in that time. That's cool. Anyways. I've got too much fucking food in this fort, man. Too much fucking food in this fort. It's not really desperate times, but times call for measures sometimes. I realize I didn't actually pause that job. I just deleted it, but that's fine. So do you remember how at the beginning of this sentence, Baneblade, I said that YouTube is a terrible streaming platform for the way that I stream? Sounds like the person you're talking about doesn't stream the way I stream, which is great for them, but still kind of besides the point here, I guess. I'm tired of talking about how YouTube sucks. Let's move on. All right. Kiddo. Plural. I love the fact that you're thinking out loud. That's great. I'm also pretty done with this well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to deconstruct this and tell the dwarf to run really fast. And here's hoping they do. And hopefully those kids get out of there pretty quick. Because if they don't, well... Only if you don't mind my incoherent ramblings, Baneblade. Alrighty. We'll see you when we see you. What the hell? Okay, I need to know. Literally tantrums, eh? I love the fact that I have a doctor who is killing my own dwarves. It's like something out of a horror movie. There we go, finally. Also, speaking of, this is called streamer being really freaking irritated with the game, which I am right now at this exact moment. If I seem a little terse, that's why. Now overflow that. Silly video game. Hallelujah. Yay, that doctor was also found dead. I guess my captain of the guard did a good enough job beating him. Or beating her, I suppose. Can't kill me now, can ya? Yeah, I kind of love-hate that kids can't get arrested in Dwarfort. It's like, on one hand, a much more optimistic take on, like, criminal enforcement, but on the other hand, it's like, come on, this child's killed 15 people. My God. Although that generally doesn't happen unless, like, you have really screwed up, but, you know, we've all been there. I certainly have. It's just not a super common thing, I guess.
Merp.
Merping indeed. Thanks for the 42nd month. Welcome back, Tolis. I would play with vanilla because DF hack automates a lot of things. And it's a good idea to learn what the game is doing. DF hack is kind of like... This maybe ain't the best example, but it's the one I use. It's sort of like if you were to go into your first ever Bethesda game with a total readout of every single one of the console commands and having never played a Bethesda game before. So you have no idea what the game is trying to do. You have no idea when the game is broken, but you go in with a full list of console commands. It's like if something breaks and the only solution is DF hack, sure, then grab DF hack. But DF hack will automate portions of the game that you don't realize are automated if you're new to the game. It's the sort of thing that I would say once you're like mechanically competent's the wrong word to use. Once you've played enough of the game that you feel like you know what you're doing, then go download DF hack. It can also add more complexity. It also gives you, it essentially just unlocks a bunch of dev tools and also adds in a lot of player-made scripts, right? So it'll automate some things. Proficient's a good word, yeah. It'll automate some things, but it'll also disable certain things, and it'll allow you to do some things that can break the game completely. I don't think it's even remotely necessary. The main reason I have it installed is to use it as like a way to speed up gameplay when things are super boring from a viewer perspective, so... And at this point, I'm mostly just tired of explaining to people that, yes, I am in fact using it, and no, I don't have all the assists turned on because, I don't know, I don't think they're necessary. Yeah, I mean, I will say it can be useful at times if there's like a weird issue and you can't figure out what it is, and it'll help you quickly diagnose what that issue is. But outside of that, you know, you don't need it. It used to add in a lot of menus that would make the game more approachable, but that was a more relevant thing when the game didn't actually have a vanilla UI. And even still, it still has stuff like that, but I wouldn't say that any of that stuff is necessary, though. Well, I'll be live tomorrow. Josh, though. Although I will not be live over the weekend. So I won't be live Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll be back on Tuesday again. Probably next week I will start up the 5-day-a-week streams again. I think we're finally through all the butcheries. Holy shit. That took 10,000 years. Like, genuinely. That took a very long time. Yeah, but everything is on by default, Bilk Mongoose. So as a counterpoint, if you don't know what the game is automating, how do you know that you have to turn it off? If you don't know what is a vanilla piece of UI, how do you know to turn it off? Because DFHack starts with everything on by default, right? So my counterpoint to you is you should play like 20 hours of the game and then try it if you want. But I'm also, there are portions of the Dwarf Fortress community that don't like me because of my caution for people around the use of DFHack. And to put it simply, I think they're bad at the game. Or way too good at the game and don't realize that some people still need to learn how to play. Yeah, because Friday and Monday, I generally do YouTube-related things. That or Saturday and Sunday, depends on how my weekend looks, but... My parents are coming to visit this weekend, so I'm going to have a busy Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend. And then Monday, I'm going to be scrambling to get YouTube stuff done, probably. By that, I mean starting to work on the next project, because this hustle never ends. Oh, trust me, there's things I like DFHack for, Tapioca. You've been around this stream long enough to know that. Also, it's good to see you. What's up, man? You do not need to use reveal all hidden sites. If you play adventure mode, you'll reveal those sites naturally over time. And if you use advanced world generation, it's literally a checkbox. You do not need to do that. Embark anywhere, on the other hand, yeah, that's nifty. But again, if you're a brand new player, you probably shouldn't be using Embark Anywhere, because Embark Anywhere is usually something that people who've been playing the game for a while use to, like, you know, embark in places they shouldn't be embarking for funsies. You know, I maintain that DFHack is a tool for power players who either want to mod the game or want more options. I'm going to stick with my take forever, I think. How things on this end? Pretty good. Pretty good. Got a video released the other day, which is doing really well, which is good. Supposedly, sometime this week, the long-awaited no-clip documentary on Dwarf Fortress is releasing, which, that's exciting, at least for me. I don't know, that's about it, off the top of my head. You can do that, Jorn. Save and continue playing. Name it quick save. Press enter. It takes it's a press escape and click a button instead of hit tilde and then type in quick save. So it's one extra key action to do that. Just keep a quick save. And you can do that at your leisure. You don't need to use DFHack to quick save. Okay, so you know how if you have seasonal saving turned on, you know how there will be 4 saves? 4 different seasons? You'll have a 5th. One that's called quick save. That's it. Whereas the DFHack quick save command forces a quick save. But if you name them the same thing every time, quick save, then you will overwrite the previous one every time. So you'll have one extra one. One extra one. I use that on Gorlax sometimes, or Anomal. But yeah, no, they should give us just a quick save button. But it only adds like 30 megabytes or something to your install size. It's nothing crazy. Fair enough, Tortoise. You claimed friendly hostile, or you created hot, like local friendly dudes from the what would be hostile entities. Yeah, that can be neat for sure. Okay, I'm just gonna wall this off. Zach had a cancer scare, but was covered by his wife's health care. He's been fine since. Skin cancer runs in his family. And the scare and concern was that if that were to happen to Tarn, it would literally absolutely 100% fucking bankrupt him. But now that Steam has released, if he has a similar scare, then he would be fine. But that was a concern back in 2016, 17, I think. I need to go look at when the actual date was. But because Zach's wife has like full health coverage, yeah, that's no longer an issue. That's what the Steam version aimed to remedy, was the looming threat of the expense of the American healthcare system. In other news, we're in early autumn, the year 378, and the dead walk. We're being told to hide while we still can. How many minecarts do you have in said minecart? In your nested minecarts? Chat room, I've been streaming for 9 hours, and I'm getting hungry, and my voice is starting to go. I think I'm going to call it. The dead brings gifts, and a cliffhanger is what the dead brings. So before you run off, we are going to raid somebody. So to those of you watching here on Twitch, stick around. For those of you on YouTube, if you haven't watched it yet, go watch my video about gremlins.